Hello, this is my second video, or second after the introduction, for my English Sandbox project. And so even though this is an English project, I wanted to bring the project full circle and show a little bit of each part of my junior year. And I wanted to encompass all the parts that really showed how I grew through the year, and which obviously included the parts in my introduction about wrestling and my personal life, to really show how I grew through the year. And so this is a lab from chemistry, and this I chose to look at an early lab in August, late August, and a lab that came a lot later in February, and show how I grew through the two labs. And so I really like chemistry. Chemistry is one of the things that I feel is going to be very important in my later life, and probably what my career is going to be at least in some form. And so I wanted to show the differences between these two labs. So in this lab, I'm not really, I do have partners for each lab, but I'm not really together. I don't really know, I don't have strategies set together. I just go and try to answer questions one by one, and I don't really have as much motivation. And so basically I miss parts because of that. I don't get every aspect of what I need. I only do kind of the minimum, and sometimes I didn't even get to that. Like I miss a bit of the data, and I mix up human error and systematic error, and I miss a photograph of the data down here. And so I want to show you, like in here in this lab, I go through absolutely everything. I get in detailed in every single, like I have multiple bullet points for each important part of the lab, and I make sure to go in detail and explain everything completely. And I make a few mistakes, like I don't realize that it's not supposed to be in first person for this, and I miss what temperature I go through, even though I have it later. But otherwise, and this should be in paragraph form, but I still have all the data and I have everything here. But I feel like in this lab I have everything together better than in the last lab. In the last lab I saw what I was supposed to do, and I just go part by part looking for the minimum and just doing it, and not really getting the motivation, not really getting into the project. And so I think that this was an okay lab, and I'm not really going off grades here either, but it's an okay attempt. But I'm really glad that I was able to get into it. And I think one thing that I talked about in my critical research portfolio was my strategies that I've now learned. So this fits for really all of my classes. But what I've now found is one of my greatest strengths in classes, or in general, is problem solving. I really love to have a problem, like a problem that has a definite answer, and then looking ways to solve that problem. So in English, I can it is a little more difficult than in the hard sciences and in math, because English is more theoretical. It's linguistic. There isn't a right answer to anything. So what I do is I transfer, like I think about like a real life problem, and I try to write about that and connect it to the English, connect it to the assignment, connect it to what I have to do. And for chemistry, it's a little bit similar. There's less hard answers than there are in like mathematics. So I look for things like this is like iodine clock lab. Like I look how to make it perfect, how to solve the problem. And so I feel a lot better about motivation. I can do assignments early. I can do them better. I think I instead of doing just the minimum like I did in this project, missing parts, not really getting into the project, I look for a problem to solve. I find that problem, and then I get into detail solving that problem, like in this, and actually doing really well on the assignment, and understanding and learning a lot more. And I'm really happy that I made that strategy, and then I will be able to use that strategy. And so that's about it. Thank you for watching, and tune in to the third video coming right after.